how do you drink your coffee? I was a little bit grossed out. Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel, All Things Keto with Kelsey. I am Kelsey, and today we're going to talk about coffee. A lot of things about my diet have changed over the last 4 years as I've adjusted to being a full-time keto eater, and coffee is no exception. However, it does not mean that I have gotten rid of my coffee, and to be honest, I'm a mom of 3 kids, and sometimes that cup of coffee, an extra cup of coffee, is just what I need to kind of get me back in a good mood so that I can get on with our day. I will be showing you 5 different ways that I have drank my coffee over the years. So let's get right into it. Okay, so before we start, I just wanted to show you kind of the ingredients that I was going to use for the 5 cups of coffee that we're going to make. So we've got our freshly brewed pot of coffee here. We have some MCT oil. I just had these packets on hand from, I found a deal somewhere, but we have coconut oil, an egg, heavy whipping cream, and then butter. I'm also going to be using my immersion blender today because my immersion blender is what I have. So I usually use a frother like this, and it does really well, but I actually am out of batteries. So we're gonna use the immersion blender, and I actually prefer the immersion blender for the last one that I will be showing you. All right, so let's get started. We're gonna get started on making our coffee. So I have 5 coffees that I'm gonna show you that I eat or drink on a regular basis on keto. So we're gonna start with the very simplest. Also a note, I add salt to every one of my cups of coffee because salt just kind of enhances the flavor, and I have actually really learned to enjoy a salty coffee. So I do about 10 to 12 shakes of salt. This is Redmond salt. So I'll do Redmond. The salt with the first one is just black coffee. So black coffee is a super simple way to get your caffeine in first thing in the morning, but maybe you don't want to break your fast. So I often will do a 36-hour fast, and I don't want to drink no coffee, but I don't want to drink the cream in my coffee. That would kind of hinder a really good fast. So this is my go-to when I'm fasting or I'm in a fasting window and I don't quite want to be eating a heavy cream coffee. So this is my first way to drink it. So the second coffee I'm going to share with you today is basic heavy cream. So I'm going to use heavy whipping cream. And when I first started keto, I did 2 tablespoons of heavy cream, and I believe this is about a 16-ounce mug, so it's about 2 cups of coffee. So I would put 2 tablespoons of cream and then add some salt. I would do a couple shakes of salt, maybe not as much in the cream only. And this is really nice. This kind of coffee is really nice because you don't really have to blend it, you don't have to froth it, nothing special. So we've got this here. It's just a really rich cup of coffee. The third coffee that I want to share with you is the coconut oil or MCT oil with heavy cream. So I'm going to bring you over here and I'm going to show you how I do that. Alright, so I have 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. If you don't have coconut oil and happen to have MCT oil, you can use an MCT oil. I picked these up because I got them on a deal, and I just happen to have those in my cupboard. So that's a very easy option if you would like. So I'm going to do 1 tablespoon of coconut oil and 1 tablespoon of heavy cream. I'm going to take my coffee and I'm going to fill it probably 1/4 to 1/3 of the way up. Okay, that will get the coconut oil melted off of my spoon. And you've got a nice oily coffee ready to be blended. So this is where you're going to use your immersion blender. You want to make sure there's enough coffee that the holes in the immersion blender are under the liquid. So you're going to blend for just a little bit. And then actually forgot my salt, even though I say that I do this every time. I do. Just set it aside, and right now you've got this nice frothy coffee here. If you can see it, it's pretty good. So we're gonna fill it up the rest of the way. And I can actually smell the coconut oil. It's pretty tasty. So again, so this is one of the coffees that I started drinking pretty early on with my keto journey, and this is something that I go back to every once in a while just because I enjoy it. So the fourth kind of coffee that I am sharing with you today is kind of your classic keto coffee. We've got a tablespoon of butter and a tablespoon of heavy cream, and they're going to be frothed into the coffee with also the salt. If you have been keto for very long, you've probably tried this combination. You probably kind of like it. It's definitely something that I have done for the longest. So I have already poured a tablespoon of cream and a tablespoon of butter in there. I've also added my salt already. So I'm going to go ahead and pour the coffee in. I'm going to do probably a quarter to a third of the way full. We're going to give it a good blend. Okay. I'm going to blend it until it's as frothy as you can get it. And then you're going to pour the rest of the coffee in. Okay, and there you have it. So for the fifth and final kind of coffee that I like to drink on keto, it is probably the most outside of the box that you have heard of. This is my egg and butter coffee. Now, I first heard of putting an egg in your coffee from Nisha Loves It. She's Dr. Barry's wife, and she's on YouTube. You should follow her. She has a lot of great keto tips. So, but she posted a video a while back and was like, this is how I do dairy-free coffee. I put an egg in my coffee. And I watched the video and I was intrigued, a little bit curious, but honestly, totally ignored it because I was a little bit grossed out. But fast forward, probably 6 months later, I decided that I wanted to go more of a dairy-free route on my coffee, and so I decided maybe it was time that I try the egg coffee. I did make a change. I add 1 tablespoon of butter. Nisha did, I think she just did an egg and then maybe some chocolate salt, some element. But we're gonna do the egg and butter, and I'm gonna show you how I do it. I'm just going to crack it into my clean coffee mug, and then I'm going to take my immersion blender. Now, I used to use my frother, which is how Nisha did it, and it did fine using my immersion blender because my frother batteries died, so it doesn't work anymore, so I decided to use my immersion blender, and I actually like the texture so much better. Yeah, just start by blending the egg a little bit. So the egg is clearly pretty frothy, pretty mixed up. I'm gonna pour some coffee while blending, okay? I'm gonna add my butter just right in there, get it filled up. Oh, I'm just gonna add a little bit more to kind of... And this is my butter and egg coffee. The foam is great. It is not there's not a lot of foam on the top. There's a decent amount that it's just like, okay, this would be delicious to eat just like this, which is my current go-to every single morning. So when I'm downstairs before everybody is awake, I am drinking this coffee. I hope you guys give this a try. Do you drink your coffee on keto? Which is your favorite? Which is your least favorite? Would you ever try an egg in your coffee? Well, there you have it. 5 different variations for you to try. Give them a try. Let me know which one is your favorite. Comment below. Let me know. I would love to know how you guys are drinking your coffee on a regular basis. But thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope that you learned something new today. I hope wherever you are that you are having a wonderful day today, and I will see you soon, friends.